Recording in progress.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Lynchburg. We are glad you are here. Whoever you are, whatever your beliefs, whatever your age, whatever your pronouns or gender identity, and whomever you love, you are welcome here. As we work together for justice, compassion, and peace, we also acknowledge with humility that our buildings sit on Monacan land. My name is Courtney Sinha. I've been a member of this congregation for about 20 years, and I am your Director of Lifespan Engagement. If you are with us for the first time on Zoom or in the sanctuary, we are glad you chose to be here this morning to participate in the service for this congregation we love. If you would like to receive our monthly newsletter and Friday email updates, please fill out the virtual visitor card found on our website at uulynchburg.org under Sunday Services, or fill out the yellow card found in the back of the chair in front of you and place it in the offering basket. I have a couple of announcements for us today. Are you interested in exploring ethical dilemmas? Are you a Trekkie? This afternoon, we begin a 6-session class on the ethics of Star Trek. During each session, a curated episode of Star Trek will be shown, after which participants will discuss the ethical dilemma offered in the episode. Please join us at 2 p.m. in Unitarian House. Poets and lovers of poetry wanted. Sunday, February 9th is our annual celebration of original and favorite poetry selections. We will be continuing our tradition of honoring our poets and devotees of poetry. If you want to share your original poetry or your favorite poems by others that enrich your life, please contact Gary Duvall at GARRYDEVOL, Gary Duvall, at gmail.com to express your interest in participating. And Gary's here today if you are here. Otherwise, you can send an email. Also this afternoon at 4 p.m. is our youth group. Youth group is for 6th grade and up. So if you have a youth that falls in that range, we would love to have them. Today we'll be working on a service project for the larger community, and we will be exploring our 6-word faith stories a little bit, and then we'll have some games and dinner is provided. So I would love to see your youth here. Today, we are going to be exploring our faith statements. If you are on Zoom, you might want to get a piece of paper and a pen for taking some notes. Terry will explain our task during the service. For those of you here, you should have some paper for note-taking, but also we have these very cool cubes that we will be building our 6-word stories on. Thank you for being here.
Let's take a moment, roomies. Let's say good morning to our Zoomies. Zoomies, let's say good morning to our roomies. It's wonderful to be here together. And now let's all take just a couple of deep breaths to center and ground ourselves in this sacred space, whether we're coming in through the airwaves or are physically here. Let us join in the lighting of our chalice, the symbol of our shared faith, as we share these words together. May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to curse, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, O Spirit of life. Okay, our first hymn is one that we haven't sung in a long time. So I need the children and those young at heart to come forward so you can help remind the adults what we're going to do, okay? Okay. Now then, this hymn doesn't have very many words. So it also has movements. So when you're a little kid and you don't have any words, what do? If you really want something, you may stamp your feet, huh? That's right, you can do movements with your hands. And sometimes even when we grow up, we do that. Have one of your parents ever said, or, that's the one when my kids got worried, because my daughter said my eyes bugged out. So, movement and words help us share what we think about and what we believe and what we need. So this morning, we're going to sing Gathered Here, and it's just like we're sweeping everybody from Zoom and in here together. Gathered here, can you do that with me? Gathered here in the mystery of the hour. Now, mystery's sort of a hard word because there are lots of things in this world that we don't understand, and they're mysteries, right? So, gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body. Because sometimes if we feel alone, we don't feel like we're very strong. But when we're all gathered together, we're a mighty force of resistance. I didn't say that word. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit, draw near. Because sometimes we all have a conscience, and so sometimes there's this spirit that we feel like we need to do something, okay? So let's put all those together. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit, draw near. So we're going to sing this 3 times, and if y'all feel comfortable, you want to face the adults so they'll know what to do. Okay. And I think there's some people in the back I may have to separate. I see y'all back there. Okay, 3 times through. That. And it's already time for all the young people to come forward, and Courtney has some interesting things to talk about this morning.
Good morning. So today we are going to think about and talk about telling a story with only 6 words. Have you heard very many stories that only have 6 words?
Maybe in summaries though.
Okay, like in a summary, you've heard 6 words to tell you what something is about?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good example. So it's really hard to think of how you can tell a whole story in just 6 words. Yeah.
I can tell you the longest story in the world.
The end. That is a very long story. You're right, because there's so much that came before that. Yeah. So we are going to do some exercises today to get our brains thinking about how we can tell a story in only 6 words. And I have a few examples here to help us think about what it means when we talk about a story in only 6 words. So one of them is love at the core, collective wins. Center kindness, choose wisely, love deeply. The last train, missed by seconds. The mountain called and she answered. The clock ticked and time ran out. So I wonder what was happening in those stories. We don't really know, but we know a lot about them just from those few words, right? So, yes.
Can I say the one that I told you?
Yeah, what is your 6-word story?
There are 2 people, they lived.
There are 2 people and they lived. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so we are going to do some ideas to help us start getting in the mindset of what a 6-word story could look like. So to start, I have some story starters, and I'm going to read them, and then we're just going to brainstorm what the final 1 or 2 words can be, okay? So, new kid arrives. Everyone feels happy. I like that. What? Grateful. Tired. Happy, grateful, and tired. Anything else? Excited. Sad. Annoyed. Curious. Okay. Yeah.
Excited?
Excited. Yeah, I put that one there, right there. Did you?
I'm worried.
Worried? All right, we're going to try another one. This one's got 2 words to finish the story. We found love, but you don't know. It's okay. Eliza. Also hope. It's gone. All right, let me write these down. Okay, any more 2 words? Yeah. We found love, but a rocking chair. Okay. We're going to shorten it just a little bit. Keep it close to 6 words. Okay. Did you have your hand up? No. Okay. Anyone else? Yeah? Okay. Let's do another one. Together, we built, then 2 things. Celebrated and want to think about it a little bit more? Eliza. We lived. Nora. Got destroyed. All right, let me write these down. Did you say we lived? Yes. Yeah. We hoped. All right, can anybody help Polly out? Because she had a really good start there. Together we built, then, and Polly had the word celebrated. Any ideas that could go with celebrated? Celebrated. How about proudly celebrated? I like the proud added. Yes, it is sideways. That's why my head's also sideways. Eliza. We cherished. Like treasured? Yeah. Those are so good. I really like those. Those are so much markers. Yeah, those are going to be for the adults later. All right, so now this exercise is just called brainstorm, okay? So we have an idea, friendship. So we're just going to think of 6 words that could be part of a friendship story, and then we'll see how we can put them together. So 6 words. Love. I. Can't think of any. Hope. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Succeed. Nobody laugh at my spelling. All right, Eliza. Lived. Okay, tell me our 6-word sentence. I lived. I loved. I hoped.
I can go home now.
That's right. That is so good. It's okay. We can use I again. Yeah. All right. Unity. Friendship. What does unity mean?
Oh, I remember the last one that I was thinking of.
Okay.
Friendship is magic.
Magic. All right, I'll add that over here. Does anybody think they know the meaning of unity? Eliza. Yeah, unity means together. It means we're working towards a common belief or idea or goal because we come together in unity. Does that make sense? Okay, so for unity, we got friendship, and then I heard something else.
It was together.
Together. Okay, Kaimana.
Happiness.
Happiness. Eliza. At last. One more word.
Friendship 2 more times.
Another friendship. Okay, how are we going to put that together in a sentence?
What did they all say?
So we have friendship, friendship, together, happiness, at last.
So, friendship together. I don't know.
Okay, Eliza.
Unity, friendship.
We don't have to use unity,
Together at last.
so we can just use these.
So, friendship, happiness. Friendship, happiness together at last.
And we'll say and. Friendship and happiness together at last. Okay. Justice.
I thought you said just ice.
You thought it said just ice? Yeah. It definitely could say that, huh? All right, Nora.
Equity.
Equity.
There's a lot of workers on the floor.
I bet there are. Eliza.
Love.
Love. Fearless.
No,
Fairly. Everyone. Fearless. One more word? Or do we want to start putting it into a sentence and see if we need a binder word? Okay.
If we had she said I'm gonna love fairly. Everyone deserves equality.
Love fairly. Everyone deserves equity. Equity now? Very good. Okay, one more exercise. We're going to make some guesses. All right? So I have some whole sentences here, and we're going to just make a guess. What do we think happened before, and what do we think happened after? What is this story telling us? So for number one, I have two paths crossed, one journey began. Yeah. Two people crossed? Yeah. Okay, so some people wanted to start a group of people, and they came together from two separate areas. Yeah, and then began a journey together. I like that.
So two people from that were completely different and sound completely different, were taking a path and they met each other and they got along and became friends.
I like that. So two people.
Ask me how they found out how to talk to each other.
Yeah, so two people who looked completely different and spoke different languages were walking on separate paths, but they met in the middle. And even though they couldn't speak the same language, they became friends and decided to continue their journey together.
Someone went up a treehouse and looked for the right path to cross.
So there were two paths going, and someone climbed up in a treehouse to see which path to take. I like that. Okay, hands reached out, walls fell away.
Someone pushed the walls down.
Oh, you think someone pushed the walls down? What do you think happened after that then?
They threw the walls in the grass.
Yeah, they just threw the walls over in the grass.
They jumped on them.
Yeah, and do you think they decided not to have walls anymore? Yeah?
So the roof would fall.
Oh, so the roof would fall. Yeah, you probably do want walls in your house, huh? Yeah. So that could be that's a good story because it has a twist to it, right? You think the walls are falling down, so all the people are going to be together, but actually it's the walls of your house, and you do kind of need those because otherwise your roof falls in. Yeah.
I think that people I think it's like a message about slavery or something, like someone wanted to be friends with another person and there was like and they breached through the wall to get because they wanted to be friends and they were just like, so what? This is a stupid law.
Yeah. So there were two people, and they were in a time of something like slavery, but they wanted to be friends. And so the walls for them were the laws that were keeping them apart. And they said, so what? And shoved those walls away and decided to continue their friendship.
So like someone got trapped for doing literally nothing but being kind, and they and someone tried to rescue them by taking down the wall.
Okay, so someone got trapped when they were doing something kind, and so someone else decided that they needed to be rescued and took down the walls to rescue them.
So when two people were friends and then they stopped being friends.
Yeah, two people were friends, but then they stopped being friends.
How come?
Yeah, how come? Or what do you think happened next? Because the slavery was going on, yeah. All right, one final one. Bell rang, everyone waited, nobody came. What bell was ringing? Oh, a church bell.
Why would no one come to church?
Why would no one come to church?
Because there were people. Because they were sick and to drive.
They were sick and they weren't able to drive.
Maybe someone invited a bunch of people for dinner and nobody came.
Oh, somebody invited a bunch of people over for dinner and nobody came.
And it was time.
Yeah, so they were expecting the bell to ring, but then it didn't, right?
Someone brought a dinosaur from in time.
Ooh, someone brought a dinosaur back from older times. What happened?
They went into a time machine.
Okay, so someone says they went into a time machine and that's why nobody came, and someone said the dinosaurs ate them and that's why nobody came. Got to be careful bringing those dinosaurs back in the time machine.
Maybe, but it'd be new dinosaurs.
Oh, they'd be new dinosaurs? You think they'd be friendly?
They would be scary because they're T-Rexes.
Oh, yeah, if they're T-Rexes, maybe the people did get eaten.
Mama?
Yeah.
I think that they were, someone invited some people to a dinner, let's say.
Uh-huh.
But they were too busy.
Uh-huh.
And they even said that they could come, but they didn't.
So some people got invited to dinner and they said they would come, but then they got too busy and they didn't come. Well, you guys did such a great job. And thank you to everybody that participated and had some ideas. So I think you might have a really good start of an idea of what a 6-word story can look like and how you can tell so much about a story in just a few words, right? So in a few minutes, we're all going to go into Drysdale Hall and we're going to work with these really fun cubes and do some more activities with them while we talk about 6-word stories. But before we go, the grown-ups are going to be in here and they're also going to be doing something fun with cubes. So some of you have some baskets of cubes and markers to pass out. So can you get those and make sure every adult in here has a cube and a marker? Polly, would you like to take this thing of markers? Yes, we're going to be working on that too. All right.
Are the adults gonna make the cubes colors?
I don't know what they'll do with their cubes. Some of them might make them in different colors. So our basket of markers have fabric markers and Sharpie markers in there. They both should work. So just grab what works for you. And then after the kids finish here, we are going to head out into the Drysdale. show you the table we're gonna sit at. Okay, everybody got one? All right, let's put them on that tape on the chair right there, and then that way, if anybody happens to miss getting one, perfect. All right, if anybody needs a makeup cube, we've got some extras.
Okay.
Here. All right, you can head out. Let's start over.
Today we take an offering of our gifts for the work of this community, both within these walls and in the larger world. And if you're in the sanctuary, if you would like to, if you have a visitor card, put it in the basket along with your offering. If you're on Zoom, then I invite you to either go on the website to make a donation or to send a check to the church. So we are grateful for your gifts generously given and gratefully received. To share in the midst of our community the joys and the concerns that emerge in our lives. The wonder and mystery of life, including all the travails that we experience. May we, as we move forward into the future, find ways to love and care for one another, always seeking to enlarge our community and those we can serve. Today, we hold up especially those who are facing surgery, those who are ill in mind, body, or spirit. May they find healing and wholeness. And today we give thanks for this community that has held the faith for well over 100 years. This group of people who have chosen through different crises to speak truth to power. And may we find strength to live love in the world. This we ask in the name of all that is sacred. Amen. So when Courtney first told me about this activity, I thought, that's going to be really hard. I'm a minister, and I mean, who wants to say something in 6 words when 600 words would be really great? I mean, we're Unitarian Universalists, we're word people. But then I thought of Michelangelo with that big block of marble, hacking out everything that wasn't the sculpture. And I know, as y'all might, that it's harder to winnow down to just a few words than to write on and on and on. It's said that Hemingway was challenged once to write a novel in 6 words, and he did. He wrote, "For sale, baby shoes, never worn." All the images that come up for that, I was like, I'm already crying and it's already 6 words. So this project, this way of looking at our lives and our faith is a great way to really hone in on what's important to us. The 6 words can be a memoir, a family history, or a statement of faith. In the last few weeks, as I thought about my own 6-word statement, okay, if you ever wonder about what kinds of things keep ministers awake at night, a 6-word story that just, what would I say? I'll tell you mine later. But anyway, in this age, we're really geared more towards short statements, texts, memes. And right now, I think it's important for us to winnow down and to articulate what we believe. 6 words that speak to us. We already have that in our mission statement. Our last line is, we live, love in the world. 6 words. We were smart and we didn't even know what we were headed for. But there are a lot of people right now, and I think there are going to be more and more people who are going to need a word of hope or safety or affirmation. It's a time when we all need to have some kind of statement, however many words, but short and sweet, so that we can be those people who offer hope. And who knows, if we have a 6-word statement, it might start a longer and more meaningful conversation. We might use this 6-word project as a way to figure out a stuck place in our lives, or explain areas in which we're evolving spiritually or emotionally. It could explain different stages of our lives. As I was researching this idea, I came across an essay by Andrea Lerner, who has been a district executive for the Unitarian Universalist Association in Metro New York. And she talked about her own life journey as 6-word stories a few years ago when she was speaking at a conference. So I find it really fascinating. And Joan, could you come up and help me with the big magic marker? Okay, Andrea was like me. She started out United Methodist. And when she started thinking about her life, the first affirmation that she took upon herself as a child was, and how many of us were raised in a Christian denomination? Okay, y'all may know this too. Her first faith story, if you could write this up, Jesus loves me, this I know. Anybody else know that? Yep, I can see Jim shaking his head back there. And coupled with this was a sense that all the children of the world were equally valued. So her second one was, they are precious in his sight. Now, she grew up.
Sorry. I'm guessing that's capital H.
We're Unitarians. You can choose whether the H is capital or not. Okay, so as she grew up, she came to this realization and was totally disillusioned because what she claimed as sort of her mantra in these 6 words, her family and her congregation didn't live those values. So by the time she got to college, her mantra was, religious practice is an empty shell. How many of us have gone through that stage? Yep. But later, she matured a bit. She found a life partner in an interfaith marriage and became a parent. That changes us. She found a new appreciation of faith that has been transformational, and she believed we are meaning makers, comma, living stories. We are meaning makers, living stories. And of course, then her children grew up some and went to school, and she was worried about how to protect them from a hostile world, to keep them safe, and also wanted her children to have a place to develop their own identity and safety. So once again, her story shifted to souls not molded, but beautifully enfolded. That's really lovely, isn't it? Souls not molded, but beautifully enfolded. So later, she was working for the Unitarian Universalist Association, and her colleague asked her, given what you know about yourself as a teenager, what were the odds that you would grow up to be serving the Unitarian Universalist Association? And she said, at first thought, just about 0, that when I was a teenager, that I would do this. But she said the more she thought about it, she said her trajectory made sense, because it's almost universal that our early disappointments about fairness in life instill in us a need to make meaning. Or as one of the UUA mantras says, nurture your soul, repair the world. Nurture your soul, repair the world. Thank you, Joan. I think that's the last one. Now, I love her story because it speaks to all of our life journeys about how we focus and how understanding of life and faith evolves. You might be interested in taking this idea home to unpack stages of your life. I plan to do that exercise when I have time. I might be retired by then. But today, I want us to focus not on our personal lives, but on something perhaps more challenging. In a few minutes, I'd like for us to write about what our faith means to us in 6 words. For years, Unitarian Universalists have talked about we all need to develop an elevator speech because most people don't know what Unitarian Universalism is. But writing a faith statement takes more focus. I think that in the near future, more people will be asking questions about Unitarian Universalism and whether we're a safe place for them to be. It's important to offer a word of hope. Now, there is one 6-word statement, because I have strong feelings about this, that I hope none of you will choose. It's, you can believe anything you want. Yeah, Molly knows this. This used to be the favorite thing that people would say about Unitarian Universalists. It doesn't matter, you can believe anything you want to. Well, no, that's not true. Otherwise, well, I'm not going there. But if you want to put that statement down, let's talk afterwards, and maybe we need a whole service on that statement. So today what I'd like for us to do, and we're a little short on time, I'd like for us to each describe Unitarian Universalism or your personal faith, if you are pagan or Sufi or whatever you are. You might want to begin with a few more words. You've got paper to write on in the bulletin, and then start winnowing down. And then after 3 or 4 minutes, we're just going to turn to each other in different groups and share what we want to. A number of us are introverts, so if you don't want to be in a group, then just say, I'm communing with nature or something. I mean, really, this needs to be for us in however we want to share it or not share it. And my friends on Zoom, I hope everybody has a piece of paper. I'm sorry we didn't get cubes to everybody, but if you want a cube, we'll get it to you. And y'all are going to break up into groups. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Penny. Hey, Sarah. I didn't get to say, and Karen, I didn't get to say hi to y'all early, and Tina and Rick. Yes, y'all are going to be in small groups. This is a test. Y'all are our guinea pigs today to see if this can work. David, can you put on the screen the question? He will do that. So our question, how can you describe your Unitarian Universalist faith or your faith in 6 words? And I'm going to give you like 4 minutes to do that. We're going to have fast brains. Okay. So go for it. Enjoy. If you get through, you may know yours like that. And then you can just draw or something. And then after that, we're going to do some sharing if we want to. You can write on the cube later. Sorry. I had all the instructions planned out, but I forgot that once you have the golden statement, then you can write it on your cube. Then you have to decide what word goes on each side. It's later than I thought it was, so Miles, can you text David that we're going to now go into small groups for just 3 or 4 minutes? Last week I preached somewhere that started at 11, and somehow it has disrupted my sense of time and space. Okay, now, if you want to talk about this a little bit. No, just tell them we're doing group sharing now. Okay. So, anybody want to turn to your neighbors?
David, do you need to switch the audio for us on Zoom? I don't think we can hear. There it goes.
Here comes everybody.
Sorry.
Oh, that's good. Now, somebody was talking online and I couldn't hear them.
It's okay now. We were just having audio problems, Terry, but it's good now.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you.
We're not the only ones having audio problems.
Huh?
I'm not good am I?
Okay, that just means we need to talk more during social time. I came up with, because of, I was sort of combining life and faith. Adventure awaits, holding space, living love. Because, I'm going to be on an adventure no matter what. So, yeah. Any others? I hope that we will all continue to explore this as a way of deepening our understanding, particularly when in this particular time, it's sometimes frightening or scary to speak our truth to power and to help those who are vulnerable. So it's important to know where we're grounded. And since we're going over time, Emily gave me permission for us not to sing this hymn. We'll sing it next week. But we certainly want to make sure that we wave farewell to our Zoomies. Zoomies, wave farewell to our roomies. And our benediction today, I just realized we have to, sorry, Gary. I forgot to put in there the extinguishing of the chalice. So thank you, Joe. So we extinguish this chalice, this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts till we are together again. And the most appropriate benediction that I could think of this morning is one that we're all going to share. The last line of our mission statement. We live love in the world. Let's say that one more time. We
Live
love
into
in the world.
Thank you. Go in love and go in peace. Thank you, Emily.